morning and welcome to Atlantic Blowout. Atlantic Blowout is a syndicated live program of the network featuring chit-chatting and conversation on special interest topics, news, and stories through correspondence reports, expert opinion, and stakeholders analysis. Any day, Jackson.
Always beautiful as usual. How are you this morning?
I'm very well, thank you. And you?
I'm great. And yes, as always, we have interesting topics today.
Yes. Trending today in Edo State, gunmen invade community. Police confirm.
And in Enugu State, government takes proactive measures for food security.
In Kano State, detainees languishing in correctional center, CP confirms.
And on NECO examination timetable released.
Aviation, lower ticket prices for Nigerian travelers, Kiyamu.
And on electricity tariff, NLC, TUC shut down discos over hike. We'll go on a short time out, and when we return, the show begins. Please stay with us.
From the line across her, we bring on sport news, live analysis, expert discussions on trending stories in politics, business, socio-economy, sports, and documentaries. So catch all the updates on the happenings around the globe. Stay focused on the fact today, only on ATN.
Every day, our lives are changed by history.
We are one people, all of us.
Leaders, politics,
Nobody's ambition is what they blood.
I have fought very firmly.
natural occurrence, war, and the world economy.
I belong to everybody and I belong to nobody.
ATN covers it all on ATN Politics today. Every day, our lives are changed by history.
We are one people, all of us.
Leaders, politics,
Nobody's ambition.
covers it all on ATN Politics today.
To the land beyond the mountains, through the Sahara, we bring on sport news, live analysis, expert discussions on trending stories in politics, business, socio-economy, sports, and documentaries. So catch all today, only on ATN.
Every day, our lives are changed by history.
We are one people, all of us.
Leaders, politics,
Nobody's ambition is what they blow.
I have fought a very family.
natural occurrence, war, and the world economy.
I belong to everybody and I belong to nobody.
ATN covers it all on ATN Politics today. From the line across the ocean to the land beyond the mountains, through the Sahara, we bring on-the-spot news, live analysis, expert discussions on trending stories in politics, business, socio-economy, sports, and documentaries. So catch all the updates on the happenings around the globe. Stay focused on only on ATN.
Good to know you're still with us. It is still Atlantic Television Network and it's ATN Blowout. Now we'll go straight to the show and the stories we have for you. But first, let us introduce our guest in the studio. With us today is Royal Chief Magnus Edo, and he is a traditional ruler. He's also a public affairs analyst who speaks for development. Good morning to you, Royal Chief.
Thank you for having me.
Always a pleasure having you.
Thank you.
Welcome. You look really good.
Good.
Welcome, sir.
Thank you for having me. Good morning.
All right.
Good morning.
What do we have in front of us? We have the armed bandits who identified itself as Ijaw freedom fighters on Sunday night attacked a Marogwa community near Okomo oil palm plantation, setting ablaze in the same community, right, at the oil palm. So 2 workers were killed, but then we were told that the gunmen were not identified, and then the company also stated last week that they are not looking at the community people. They're not suspecting the community because they have had good relations with the community so far. And then just a week later we have something similar happening, but in a nearby community this time. But looking at the notes that these gunmen left for addressing the governor, we can see that it is still showing that they have an interest in the oil palm. What is your take on this story?
It's very unfortunate that the Nigerian youth has been this violence while demanding what should have been a social corporate responsibility of any company working in our communities. I think we have outgrown this stage of violence in approaching problem. He was just there for his daily bread, and then they just want to okay, they have different means of talking to the government. Why attacking innocent people? If you say you are not against the community, then you are against government. Why didn't you write to government? Government have listening ears. They have commissioners. They have different areas you can bring out issues that you think you want to call on government. You can do an open letter to the governor, like the one they've done now, demanding a lot of things, a letter to the governor, mentioning the names of the governor. To me, I don't think it's the best approach.
Okay. Now, the perpetrators of this crime have identified themselves as the Ijaw freedom fighters. And now that they have come out to say this is who we are, how can the security agents in the community bring them to book?
They are still unknown gunmen to me. Despite their names, they did not. They call themselves this name. Who are they? Who is the leader? Who is the leader of this group?
Can investigations be carried
That is
out
the
to
job of
find
the-
out?
That is why I commend the police, even though they always come after mayhem has been done on innocent citizens. I commend the Commissioner of Police for saying that he's interfacing with other sisters agencies, other securities agencies to see how they can partner in ensuring that there is peace. I think he's talking about negotiation. He's talking about what will bring a permanent peace as at this time. It's not talking about attacking back to the people. They have identified that these are the group of people. It is the duty of the security agencies to see the need, to hear from those people. And again, they have committed a crime by killing an innocent person. So that does not mean that their demand was genuine. They purposely just want to be aggressive beyond any organizational right. No organization whatsoever has been given that right to kill someone because you need something.
All right, you made mention during your first explanation or analysis, you talked about the fact that some of these companies, when they come into our communities, they should have a talk with the youths or the community. They should have a conversation and get to tell them what they will be providing, what the community will benefit from their existence in their land, right? So that usually happens. We usually have that in our communities. But sometimes we find out that even with these talks and agreements that are signed, we still do not have those things provided in those communities. Now, you are a traditional ruler. So from your experience, what would you say is the problem? What are some of the issues that we encounter that we find out that these agreements are usually not kept?
When you entrust the community to a wrong hand, for instance, I'm a community leader, and then I am not being careful about issues concerning my community. It results to issues like this because as a community leader, you need to be very focused, ensuring that what it is written down as in form of GMOU between the companies and the communities, between 1 or 2 years, you should see those dividends of agreement being carried out. We have the case of Indorama with LMA people. You see that they have a GMOU that says develop, bring two groups to be fighting yourselves while they will be taking the oil. It's a secret. Just like we are having in Ogoni, we have IPREP trying to do 1 or 2 things for the benefit of the people. So we have that in all over the countries. Even in Port Harcourt, we have companies that building town halls for communities.
Okay. Now, speaking about these people that have identified themselves as the Ijaw freedom fighters, would you
there's no legitimacy in being violent. If your demands are genuine and legitimate, you shouldn't come in a violent forms. You know, you shouldn't come in a violent form. We have gone by those days where they've granted amnesty to some group of Niger Delta youths. The demands was that company neglects the communities, and they say, okay, drop your gun, let's discuss. Okay. And when they are not demanding anything legitimately, they are against the community, they are against the government. So we treat them as bandits, we treat them as cultists, we treat them as terrorists. Anything that it is due for a terrorist, that is what. Yes, because they are not genuine. They are faceless people. If you have a genuine, you can do picketing, you can protest. After every negotiation process has been neglected by the management of that company, you can protest at the gate of the company and then place your demand genuinely, legally.
All right. Now we've looked at it from this other angle. Let's look at it from the other angle. We've had cases where community has provided the things that they have promised according to the agreement they had with the community. But then at the end of the day, we have these benefits not getting to the right people. We've had cases of scholarships not getting to all of the families as it was discussed during the signing of the MOU. So when we have cases like this, how should it be handled?
This is a matter of greed. Greed in leadership. There are leaders that are very greedy. You want to acquire community wealth to make yourself relevant, to make yourself more popular, to make yourself the only mouthpiece In my own community, if issues come like this, there's what we call palace discussions and town square discussions. We involve both the women, the youth, and all stratas of structures in the communities. In that, you will see that everybody will be on the same page. When any actors failed to implement what was agreed in any demand, you see that there will be internal questioning. What has happened? We promised it, we have these issues. That is the difference between when leaders, group of leaders, someone to call them cabal at the community level. Community leaders are greedy. This is what have caused violence in some of the communities. We have an agreement that this community is coming to do AYZ in our communities, penciled down in a paper. And at the end of the day, the community, the government or the company will okay, appoint leaders that will interface with us. We cannot be coming to be talking of all the communities every time. You see leaders that are greedy. It is those that are greedy that we refuse should be focused, should be straightforward. And such leaders should be removed. Such leaders should be removed from that office. Call you leader, call you CDC. There are communities that they dethrone their traditional rulers because of what they embezzled community fund. It is not your money, It is community money, it's not your money. Like I used to tell everybody, you cannot be a king in the community and you think what is coming to the community will enrich you. You should be fighting for what will come into the community, for the welfare of the people, for the development of the community. When there are people having access to you, that gives you joy. But when you cage yourself in a palace, they have protocol to access to the palace. That is why you start seeing youth start agitating. You see cars driving into the palace, they believe they bring dollars. So it brings problems in our community. So I think the best approach in ensuring that these issues doesn't repeat itself is that communities leaders should be sincere. Should be sincere to a reasonable extent. Once you are sincere, the youth won't be so agitating. They won't be so agitating, demanding violently like the case we have at hand.
All right. Okay, let's look at our next story. The Enugu state government says it has taken proactive and tested measures to ensure the security and safety of farmers to boost food sufficiency in the state. The Commissioner for Agriculture and Agro-Industrialization, Mr. Patrick Ubu, made the disclosure in an interview. He said the government collaborated with the Nigeria Security and Civil Defense Corps, NSCDC, to establish an agro-ranger squad that is meant to complement other security outfits on ground, will be all out to protect farmers and farmlands in the state. On the incessant farmers and herders clashes in Isuzo's council area, and the commissioner said that the state government, in partnership with the federal government, had established a military base in Isuzo. Now, looking at the current situation of the agricultural sector in Nigeria really on track to attaining food security. Before we get to that, let's also have your thoughts on these agro rangers that have been established to protect farmers in this particular state, especially against the herders. Looking at the farmer herder situation we've been having in the country.
I think it's the right step. I think so. It's the right step. But matching words with actions is what Nigeria see. This our herders carrying their cow around, So I think proper sensitizations will reduce this crime. If we continue to sensitize the people, sensitize the community's people, sensitize the farmers, encouraging them the needs for not being violent, I think it will be the best approach so ever, because the security agency cannot protect everybody at every time. So I think constant sensitization, creating awareness, the need for everybody to live in peace and harmony is the best approach, because these people produce meat, and while the other ones are also providing food, which complement each other. So all come about food security. So nobody should be left out in terms of sensitizing and then encouraging them to be peaceful at all times. Sometimes you don't always blame the herders.
You don't always blame the headers?
Yes, sometimes you
for
don't
invading people's farms?
Sometimes you don't always blame the headers.
Okay.
On the line, across the ocean, to the land beyond the mountains, through the Sahara, we bring on-the-spot news, live analysis, expert discussions on trending stories in politics, business, socio-economy, sports, and documentaries. So catch all the updates on the happenings around the globe. Stay focused on the fact today, only on ATN.
Get ready as Morrison Communications Limited proudly presents Children's Day Celebration 2024 at La Small Hotel and Resorts, number 9, Room Calagbo off Waterlines, Basta, Port Hackett.
On Saturday, May 25th, starting at 8 a.m., inter-school march past competition,
dance competition, drama competition. Parents, teachers, and children alike, don't miss out on the fun with Uncle Clown bouncing castle as we cut the Children's Day cake. Admission is just 2,000 naira per child. For participation and sponsorship opportunities, call us now 0806 673 8689 and 0810 634 1777.
This event is proudly sponsored by the Last Mall Hotel and Resort with Atlantic Television Network and 99.5 Wish FM Port Hackett, Lesuka Event Center, Gate Place Hotel, 8 Ball Hotel and Lounge, Oma Studio, Osbia Table Water. Remember that every child is unique. See you there. This event is managed by Pace Expressions Arts.
Special guest appearance, Hilda Dokubo, Children's Day Celebration 2024.
Every day our lives are changed by history.
We are one people, all of us.
Leaders, politics.
Nobody's ambition is what the blood.
I have
belong to nobody.
ATN covers it all on ATN Politics today.